Hey guys, Candace Takes. We're going to be doing another planet in our solar system. Today's planet is Saturn. Saturn is the sixth planet from the Sun and our second gas giant planet, named after the Roman god of time. Saturn is made of hydrogen and helium and small traces of other gases like ammonia, methane, and water vapor, which are also present in its atmosphere. Saturn is one of four Jovian or gas giant planets along with Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune. Saturn is the second largest planet in the solar system after Jupiter, and it's the third largest object in the solar system after the Sun and Jupiter. Jupiter and Saturn are the two main gas giants of the solar system. Uranus and Neptune are special gas giants, ice giants. Saturn and Jupiter are not. These planets don't have rocky, solid surfaces, just gases and liquids. If you combine the mass of Saturn and Jupiter together, they make up most of the planetary mass in the solar system, which is 92%. People mostly know Saturn because of its rings, but Saturn isn't the only one with rings. It's one of four ringed planets in our system, along with Jupiter, Uranus, and Neptune. But planets aren't the only ones that can have rings. Rhea, Chariklo, Chiron, Haumea, and Quorer also have rings. Saturn's rings are made of gas, dust, and ice, which creates the ring pattern around Saturn. Saturn's rings are probably from asteroids, comets, and shattered moons. Saturn has 7 main ring groupings, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, with other rings, ringlets, arcs, and gaps. Saturn takes 10 hours and 32 minutes to rotate, and it rotates so fast that it's actually flat, and it's the flattest planet in the solar system. It takes 29 years to orbit around the Sun. Its orbital speed is 21,000 miles per hour. Saturn's average distance from the Sun is 9.6 AUs. Its perihelion is 9.02 AU, and its aphelion is 10.05 AU. Even though Saturn gets a lot less sunlight than Earth, and it's far from the Sun, it still has a high albedo, which means it reflects a lot of sunlight. Saturn is the farthest planet from the Sun that can be seen without a telescope, but if you want to see Saturn's rings, you need to use a telescope. Saturn has 274 moons, plus more that could be hiding in its rings. Titan has a nitrogen-rich atmosphere that is 4 times as dense as the Earth's. And above on the crust, there can be liquid methane lakes. But under the ice could be a liquid water internal ocean that can contain life. And is the second largest moon in the solar system after Jupiter's moon Ganymede. And Titan is also larger than planet Mercury. Enceladus has water vapor geysers detected by Cassini spacecraft, which means it also can have an internal ocean of liquid water that can have life. Mimas has a huge impact crater that makes it look like the Death Star. And Rhea can also have rings, like Saturn. So lots of Saturn's moons can contain life. Saturn tilts on its axis 26 degrees, which is similar to Earth, so it also has different seasons. But its seasons last about 7.5 years. Saturn is far from the Sun, so it takes 1 hour and 20 minutes for the Sun's light to reach Saturn. So it's a lot colder and darker since it gets a lot less sunlight than the Earth. Its temperature is negative 220 degrees Fahrenheit. Saturn has a diameter of 120,536 kilometers. Saturn is the second most massive planet, so its mass is 5,683 times 10 to the power 26 kilograms. But Saturn actually has very low density, even though it's really massive and large. Saturn's low density is 0.687 grams, and it's actually the least dense planet in the solar system. If Saturn were placed in a giant bathtub, it wouldn't actually sink, it would float. You can fit 764 Earths inside Saturn. Saturn has actually been known since ancient times, but at those times, they didn't know Saturn had rings. But thanks to Galileo Galilei and his telescope, we could actually see Saturn's rings. Except when Galileo saw Saturn's rings, he actually didn't know what they were. He thought they were moons or smaller planets near the center one. He actually described the rings Saturn's ears. But when stronger telescopes were invented, they saw that Saturn was surrounded by flat rings that look solid but are actually not. Saturn's rings are 282,000 kilometers across but only 10 meters thick. Like Neptune, Mercury, Earth, Uranus, and Jupiter, Saturn has a powerful magnetic field. Saturn's wind speeds can reach over 1,100 miles per hour, compared to Earth's fastest winds, which are about 250 miles per hour. Saturn is the planet that has the second most strongest winds in the solar system. The winds that are only faster are on Neptune. Saturn has great white spots that last over 30 years but then fade away. The white spot is twice as large as Jupiter's great red spot. Saturn's layers contain the atmosphere, and then as you go deeper, the atmosphere of hydrogen and helium turns to liquid, and then as you get deeper, you get to metallic hydrogen and helium, and at the center you'll find the rocky core, which is extremely hot. Saturn's auroras are at the north and south poles, similar to Earth, and the colors are green, but often red because of glowing hydrogen. Speaking of poles, at the North Pole, there's a hexagonal cloud and a vortex storm at the South Pole. Only 4 spacecrafts have visited Saturn: Pioneer 11, Cassini, Voyager 1 and 2. The Hubble and James Webb telescope also took pictures of Saturn. Saturn's pale yellow color comes from ammonia crystals, which also gives it some blues and browns. And Saturn actually has its own day, Saturday. Saturn's radius is 58,232 kilometers. Hope you learned something new today. Make sure to like and subscribe. Bye.